Hey there, thank you for coming back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. I finally am bringing to you guys a first impression video of the brand naming. Now, I picked up enough products for a full phase of naming, but I definitely did not get all of the products that the brand currently offer. However, I hope that this video is still going to be helpful for you if you are looking to pick up some stuff from naming. So let's jump right into the video. Let's start the review with the product that corresponds to the first step in my makeup routine, the Layer Cover Foundation. This foundation is available in 5 shades, and the color that I chose for myself is 21P, which is a pink beige, cool tone shade. This foundation is quite lightweight and liquidy, and it claims to have a semi-matte finish. To ensure that I don't apply too much product, I use a flat brush to spread the product evenly on my face, then follow up with a sponge to smooth out any of the brush marks. As you can see in the comparison between my bare face and my face with the foundation on, this foundation has closer to a semi-glow finish in my opinion, and the coverage is medium. You can definitely still see some of the very dark spots that I have on my chin. A closer look at the finish and coverage of this foundation shows that it deals quite well with texture, except if you have a little bit of dryness like I do in the mouth area, then this foundation will show that. In the butterfly zone, the pores are mostly blurred by this foundation, except you can see that right on my nose, the foundation immediately goes inside the pores instead of covering up the redness, so you can see a little bit of pinkiness showing through. To test out the longevity of this layer cover foundation from naming, I only powder half of my face, and as you can see, powdering this foundation definitely makes it more matte. Before we talk about how this foundation lasts throughout the day, let's talk about the touch-up brow maker, whose lasting power is also of interest. You can currently purchase this touch-up brow maker in 4 different shades, as well as a fixer clear shade. I chose the shade medium brow for myself, which turned out to be the perfect shade for my skin tone as well as hair color, even though I was worried that it would be too light. This is a standard brow gel, and I like the fact that it is not too dark and too pigmented like a lot of other brow gel can be, so it gives a very natural, hazy eyebrow look, which is very on brand for naming. 4 hours into the wear of the touch-up brow maker and the layer cover foundation, while my eyebrows still look perfectly shaped and they're also not hard to the touch at all, the foundation has broken up pretty severely in some parts, and I also have gotten very oily. You can see quite clearly the foundation creasing and bulging up in the butterfly zone, particularly on the side of my nose, and a lot more of the redness that I have in this area have started to pick through as well. On the other hand, the coverage of the foundation has completely been lost on my chin area. You can see all the specks of powder in the foundation just lying around without covering up any of the dark spots or redness that I have there. Furthermore, I also experienced some dryness and creasing underneath my eyes, which is something that I don't really experience very often. 8 hours into the wear test, while I was still super impressed with how good and natural my eyebrows look, I got a strange combination of dryness and oiliness all over my face with the layer cover foundation. My nose area was both dry and oily, and there was a lot of creasing, and the foundation had pretty much broken down completely around my mouth as well. Needless to say, the layer cover foundation from naming did not leave a good first impression on me. After foundation and eyebrow, we have come to Perfect Bake, the eyeshadow palette that I got from naming. This eyeshadow palette is completely huge, and if you compare it to the Rum and Better Than I eyeshadow palette, you will see that probably there are 3 times as much product in each of the pan of the naming palette compared to the Rum and palette. As the name suggests, the Perfect Bake palette consists of colors which are the shades of just baked bread and pastry. Like the fluffy powder blushes, the powder in this palette are soft and nicely pigmented, and they're so easily blendable. The shimmer shade in this palette is also quite subtle and natural looking. It's not the kind of very popping and blingy shimmer shades that you often find in other Korean 4-pan eyeshadow palettes. Since the shades are not too orangey warm, and there's also a nice gradient across the palette, I believe that this Perfect Baked palette is going to be a perfect everyday palette for a lot of different skin tones and undertones. Now, if you weren't satisfied with the shimmer shade in the eyeshadow palette, Naming also has some pressed glitter pot, which are called Sparkle Eye Glitter Pot. I got two shades. One is a golden shimmer shade, and the other is a coral beige shimmer shade with multicolor pearls. I was quite impressed with how smoothly these glitter shades apply, as well as how there is very little fallout. These are definitely more prominent than the shimmer shade in the eyeshadow palette, but they're definitely not as sparkly as some glitter shades in the Cleo palettes or in the Rom-N Better Than Eyes palettes. The fluffy powder blushes are my favorite product by Naming for sure, and because I enjoy the shade toast so much, I actually purchased 3 more shades in this line of blush. Out of the colors that I recently purchased, I like the shade 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐿 the most. This shade is called Hold, and it is a neutral coral shade that I think will look great even if you have a cooler undertone. These fluffy powder blushes are just buttery smooth and soft, and they give a very natural look on the cheeks no matter how much you apply. I really love these. Lastly, let's talk about lip products. Naming currently offers 7 different formula of lip products, and I have purchased 4 out of these 7. I will be comparing the 2 bullet lipsticks together as well as the 2 formula of lip tints together. The 2 bullet lipstick formula that I got are the Soft Matte Lipstick in the color February and the Smudge Semi Matte Lipstick in the color Serene. In terms of coverage and pigmentation, the Soft Matte Lipstick formula wins. This Soft Matte Lipstick formula is actually much closer to a satin finish rather than a soft matte finish, and it is very pigmented and also feels quite cushiony on the lips. On the other hand, the Smudge Semi Matte Lipstick formula is a blotted lips out of the tube formula. It sort of smudges itself out the moment you apply it. Neither of these 2 formula gives a very strong staining effect, and because neither is completely matte, there is definitely some transfer, though not very noticeable or significant. I found that the best way to wear the Smudge Semi Matte Lipstick formula is to apply a thin layer in the center, then blend out with a lip brush for a natural no lipstick look. On the other hand, the Soft Matte Lipstick looks much better in a full lip application and with thin layers. Now, the 2 formula of lip tints that I was most interested in from Naming are the Blurry Fit Lip Tint and the Dewy Glow Lip Tint. The shades that I got in the Blurry Fit Lip Tint formula are Veil Beige and Next Red, and the shades I got in the Dewy Glow Lip Tint formula are Persona and PB. While the Blurry Fit Lip Tint is a lot more liquidy than I expected for a blurry lip tint formula, the Dewy Glow Lip Tint is a very standard, watery, glossy lip tint. The Dewy Glow Lip Tint actually is quite similar to a gloss rather than a lip tint formula. Compared to the Rum and Zero Velvet Tint and See-Through Matte Tint formula, the Blurry Fit Lip Tint formula is a lot wetter, and you have to use your finger to blend the Blurry Fit Lip Tint out to be able to feel a little bit of powderiness in this formula. On the flip side, the Naming Dewy Glow Lip Tint is identical in terms of finish as well as weightlessness to the Rum and Glasting Water Tint formula. Both of these tint formula from Naming gives decent staining effect. The way that I like to wear the Blurry Fit Lip Tint is by applying in the center, then use my finger to blend the product out so that I can really bring out the blurry effect. With the Dewy Glow Lip Tint, on the other hand, because of its very unique applicator that is one side fuzzy and the other side smooth, I can really enhance the glossiness of the tint by first applying using the fuzzy side, then smooth out all the lines with the smooth side. Using a lot of the products that I talk about in this video, I was able to get this ultra natural looking makeup look. On my lips, I used the Smudge Semi Matte Lipstick in Serene. On my eyes, I used the Perfect Bake palette together with the Sparkle Eye Glitter Pot in Favor. I also used the shade Hold in the Fluffy Powder Blush formula for this look. That is it for today's video, guys. Naming is definitely a makeup brand that is all about less is more. I did not enjoy all of the products that I tried from the brand today, but some standout for me are definitely the eyeshadow palette as well as the blushes. Hit the like button if you have enjoyed today's video, and also consider subscribing to my channel for more content on Korean beauty in the future. Also let me know in the comment section below what other Korean brands you would like me to do a first impression video for. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.